Hello, friends and members of the Creation Research Society. Dr. Brown here. Today on our member spotlight, we are joined by Ron Milliner, and I hope I said that right, Ron. Ron has been a member since 2014 of the Creation Research Society. He's kind of on the educational technology side of things, but I'll let him tell you about that. Ron, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me, and hope I don't bore the audience too much.
Hey, you know what? All we want is to hear about who Ron is. That's the purpose of these. We want to know what, your interests are in the creation science movement. So give us a little snapshot of your backstory. How did you get into your professional career of, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, like educational technology. So give us that side, and then I'll ask you how that ties into your interests in the biblical worldview.
Okay. I got into ed tech. I had my own company. It was a printing company, and with everybody buying copiers and doing their own printing, I was searching kind of for another field. I did developing a lot of marketing materials, and one of my clients was a community college in Virginia, and they got me interested in they were just starting getting involved in instructional technology,
Okay.
and they were interested in me in joining them, and I thought, well, why not? So that's how I kind of got into it.
And pursued a degree in that field as well. Is that
I
how
went
that
back and
worked?
got my master's in ed tech.
Okay. So let me tell you what I find interesting about your case. The Creation Research Society is a scientific organization and people who are scientifically minded. But you kind of bring a tech side to it. And that's equally important, to have technology involved in the creation science movement. So, just from a personal perspective, how does technology, specifically educational technology, how can that be used in a biblical worldview?
Well, it gives us an opportunity. I mean, all the students now are into technology, and they're watching, videos online and things like that. And so it gives us an opportunity to create real short videos, other type of technology materials that can be posted on social media, um, to help them to deal with questions they might have.
So it sounds like, you would place yourself kind of on the education side of the creation movement, where you would be able to help get research, scientific research, and make it accessible to a
Right,
broader audience.
right.
Okay. Um, how how do you see, like, what gifts and talents do you have that you would like to see used in the creation science movement?
Well, I'm currently working with a private Christian school in developing materials for their online classes.
Okay.
Um, so that's a big interest of mine. And right now I'm working on history, but I certainly would be interested in working on materials for science classes as well.
Well, let's just kind of log that in the back of my mind, and any of our other viewers out there. This is the purpose of the society, because there are other people in our society that are kind of focused on the educational aspect, and they should make note of Ron Milliner out there, because you've got that tech side. So now creation science, that's not immediately connected to, educational technology. How did you get into creation science?
It came up in the 60s, back in the
Yeah.
dark ages when I was in school. And the church where my parents went, they had a special class on evolution on Sunday evenings. Um, it was mainly for the high school students, but I was interested enough that I went as well. Um, and what really surprised me was how many of the high school students had already accepted the idea of evolution.
Hmm.
And so that, interested me. I got studying it and then kind of got out of it, pursuing work and things like that. And then I went to one of the conferences. There's a National American Biology Teachers Conference in Memphis, and all the people from the Dover trial was there speaking,
Okay.
and that kind of piqued my interest again.
Huh.
I was working on the science standards in Kentucky that was developing about that same time, and the big issue was talking about the nature of science, and so that kind of drove me in another area. So it just kept growing from that.
Well, I think this is a really good example of how um, folks from all sorts of professions. Here, you've been heavily focused on the education side of things, and we need that in the creation movement. So we appreciate you being a part of the Creation Research Society and sharing your talents and interests here. As we wrap this up, I want you to kind of have last word here. What do you think are the the most important things for us as a society, for us as a movement to be pursuing? And then, could you give us a favorite Bible verse or an important Bible verse to you?
Since I've worked with younger people, that's to me the focus we need to have. Uh, I've worked in public schools, I've worked at the university level as well, and the challenges to their faith is constant. And whether it's evolution or some other area, um, we need to know what's being taught and providing them with the right answers, so that whether they object in class or not, that's neither here or there,
Sure.
but that their faith can be strengthened when they're faced with those challenges. And so to me, that's an important area that we need to work on and
Well
focus
said.
on.
Amen. Give us a verse to finish us up.
I guess my verse is 1 Corinthians 15:58.
Okay, good one.
Uh, After Paul talks about the resurrection, he really really brings it home, to say, we need to be working, always abounding in the work of the Lord, and letting us know that our labor is not going to be in vain in the Lord. So that again keeps us focused, keeps us going, uh, helps us to overcome discouragement.
Amen. So, Ron, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time today and joining the program.
Well, thank you. Enjoy. Y'all keep up good work.
All right. Hey, for everybody else out there, this is a great example of how God can use folks from all professional backgrounds, whether it's a scientific background or a medical background or education technology background. We invite you to be part of the Creation Research Society and let your talents and gifts be used for the glory of God.